Hello and welcome. It's good to know you're there. Thank you so much for staying tuned to the video today, and thank you for your previous watch time. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Thank you for sharing. I want to thank you also for your comments. Please keep them coming. They are the reason why we're encouraged to do more. So without much ado, we go into what we have today. Today we have of course, dietary iodine. We've looked at the historical perspective and fun facts, sources, important sources of iodine, seeing that they come from seafood, especially with seaweed, where it was first discovered, and how iodine is actually incorporated into certain food ingredients like salt, so that people can consume both animals and man. So today we'll be looking at absorption and metabolism of iodine. When iodine is taken into the body, first of all by eating, first of all ingestion. So of course, digestion starts from the mouth for carbohydrates and goes in. Now, what happens when it gets to the intestine? That is, first of all, absorption. Absorption of iodine occurs in where? The small intestine. The small intestine, like I said, for most of that and the previous nutrients we looked at, previous micronutrients and even the macronutrients occurs in the intestine. And in the form that it takes is usually in the iodide form. Iodide, that is iodine dash, iodide, the ionic form of it. So it's actually very well absorbed. The absorption is so good, that so efficient, so that it can be more than 90% absorption rate for it. Now, when it's absorbed, what happens? Just like most of that food, they get into the bloodstream. Now, this is where it takes us to the next, metabolism or transportation. Now, when something gets into the blood, you already know the function of the blood. It is what? To transport. And sometimes you begin to see taking them to sites where they'll be useful. So once absorbed, the iodide form entered into the bloodstream and it transported to where? The thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is where iodine does the major part of its work, because it's in the thyroid gland that there's the production of certain hormones that does regulation of the body temperature and many other metabolic processes. So I'm going to bring out both metabolism and transportation of iodine. I'm going to take them at the same time concurrently. So in the bloodstream, the thyroid gland actively takes up the iodine from here. I'm picking from here, takes them up. And what happens inside the thyroid gland? There is the incorporation of this iodide. This iodide is actually incorporated into certain amino acid, and that amino acid is tyrosine. Tyrosine is an amino acid, essential amino acid. So from this iodine or iodine, depending, in my part of the world is called iodine, or probably I think in the United States you call it iodine. So iodine and tyrosine combination forms a number, I think about 3 hormones. Now, tyrosine is one of them. Tyrosine is produced in the thyroid gland. Tyrosine is 3535 tetraiodothyronine. 3535 tetraiodothyronine. Another hormone that they produce is triiodothyronine. So tyrosine is represented by T4 and triiodothyronine represented by T3. Now these are very important. We're going to see their functions when we get to the functions of iodine. So I want you to stay tuned to the next video. Please watch the next video so you get the flow from history to sources to absorption after injection to metabolism and transportation, and then to function. And then what happens if it's in low quantity or not well taken? That is deficiency symptoms. So these hormones are actually useful in metabolic processes in the body. Now the hormones are stored in the thyroid gland and are released into the bloodstream when needed. Now in the case of an excess iodine in the body excretes the excess part of excess iodine by urine. Now, I don't want to preempt myself. I want you to watch out for the next. I've already talked about them slightly in passing. So we're going to be looking at the function of iodine in the body, and of course, it's not so far from the functions of tyrosine because it's essential functional part of tyrosine. Please listen to the next video. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking, sharing, keep them coming.